Hi, welcome back, and I just thought I'd give you a little quick update on how things are going with the growing. I was about to pot on my chilies and my peppers, and I'm just having a look around. It's Saturday, I think it's the 28th today, Saturday 28th of January, so I'm just going to see how things are going now. It's cold here still, 7 degrees. So we've still got all the propagators on and the grow lights, and the house is warm. So there's a few things that can go out in the greenhouse, and I'll just run you through how I've got about that during the germination process and then planted them out. We're just walking outdoors, having a look. I'm at home in my greenhouse, so we've been moving a few things around. Mostly the my onion seeds. Let me just turn you around. So these are my onions, all growing from seed, and as you can see, I started them off in these trays. They're just like smallish cells, perhaps an inch by an inch cell, maybe 3 to 5 seeds in each one. And as soon as they come up, put them on the windowsill at home. As soon as they come up, just grow them on a little bit on the windowsill or under your grow lights, and then when they're up like this, just put them into your cold greenhouse. When we have had a cold night, as you can see, it's only 7.5 degrees in here, and it was down to 0 or -1 last night. So but I didn't fleece them up, they seem absolutely fine. I've got my Elsa Craig, my Zebroon, my Matador, and more Elsa Craig. There's a few that have been slower to come up. Anyway, moving on to my kales. And again, I germinated these in the propagator. As soon as they were tiny unfurling seedlings, I put them underneath the grow lights just for a couple of days until they formed the second leaf, or the first true leaf. And then really they're ready. They're hard enough to be outside here. You can see they're looking really good, unless there's a really hard frost, which we may not get now. I'm just going to carry on, leave them outside. But you can see the difference. Let me show you the difference between still keeping these ones. They were all sown at the same time. These ones I potted on into these small cells. They're just about an inch and a half square, and or should I say, 4 centimeters square. And these ones that I put into these are my new container wise pots, and I put these into the larger ones, and the leaves are just so much bigger. Obviously there's at least twice as much compost in here, if not 3 times as much, but I'm really pleased with how compact. The only thing is, it's whether you've got enough plants to fill the whole of the tray, otherwise you're going to be split. So I couldn't put anything that was going to be tender in here. I will move a few of these ones into here probably later on today. Peas, the same as the peas, germinate them on the windowsill. They don't need a propagator, probably just need sort of 15 degrees, 18 degrees, normal household temperatures, even without the heating. And once they've germinated and they've just come through a little bit on the windowsill, now they're outside. It does slow them down, obviously. They're getting into colder temperatures, but they really won't mind about that. In here, you can see my little carrot seeds are coming up. Now these germinated during a warmer spell. They seem fine though. So, they're lower down. They're in a nice sort of sheltered space in the greenhouse. More onions. It's not golden turnip. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah, Bedfordshire Champion, Tonda Rossa, which is a new one for me, and the other Tonda has not germinated, and I'm going to give it a couple more days. But these, as you can see, the 8th of the 1st, so these have been up and out here for quite a while now. And that's my outside growing area. So those things can all be moved outside. So back inside, just to keep you up to date with what's going on in the growing area inside. Now, I'm just going to pot on my peppers. Let's take a look. Here you go. So the whole tray, these were germinated in the seed tray in the propagator, and when they were tiny seedlings, I transferred them into these standard sort of size container wise that lots of people have here. That's smaller than the ones that I had on the outside area I've just showed you in the greenhouse. So we've got our peppers. These are all California Wonder. And then we have our aubergines, and the aubergines are looking a little bit leggy. And if I turn that tray upside down, you can see I've got lots of roots coming through the bottom now, and they are getting a little bit dried out. So I'm going to pop those on today, and I'm going to move some of them into one of these trays just because it's so easy to move the whole thing around, and all of my peppers will have, I mean, it's quite a big jump. That's the only thing I'm concerned about, is that it's quite a big jump from that size that they're in to this size. But it mean I won't, or I have got these smaller little individual pots, but then you have to faff around standing them all in the tray. So I'll see how I get on, but this one would be an option, or well, any of these sort of smallish type ones, or if you've got the size in between this one and this one, just so they don't have too much of a shock. And you've also got to spread them out underneath your grow lights. Talking about grow lights, let's go and have a look. So my growing station is not massively glamorous, but I do have two really decent lights. And these are the Mars Hydro lights. I don't want to shine my camera, but they're tiny little LEDs underneath there, and they will cover an area of about 1.25 meters. I always have this whole area completely covered in, you know, seed trays or small pots and things like that. And the same here, I have got a shelving unit and 2 propagators on the go. This I've just been using for keeping the bottom heat on my Scotch bonnet. That other tray of peppers just came out of here. But yeah, they've been doing so much better, rather than just the grow lights and, you know, trying to keep the room temperatures warm, because we've had a real freezing patch for a real cold spell. I've just been keeping this on. The lid's been on until they started getting going. But as you can see, you know, things are doing really well. These are my Scotch bonnets, which are well underway for this time of year. This is like, I'm just going to give this tray away, but really they do need to be you know, moved on to a bigger pot. By the time they get like a nice big leaf and then the second set of leaf forming, you really want to move those on and give them just a little bit more soil, just to keep the consistency of watering, you know, constant watering, because they will dry out very quickly in the smaller pots. But this sort of size here that I've got these ones in, they really won't need to come out, although you can see a few roots in there. They're just heading for the water, which is great. Just had a little puddle of water underneath there. But I will leave those inside these little 4-cell packs for probably a couple more weeks now, until otherwise I'm just going to run out of space, you know. And this is what happens this time of year when you've just got only 2, you know, you need a lot of grow lights and a lot of growing stations. This is another sweet pepper. This one's called Mercia, planted on the 2nd of January. They were much slower to germinate, but they a lot of them did germinate. So just not looking as robust as the California Wonder, but you know, I guess maybe the California Wonder is just a very easy one to grow. I haven't actually grown it before, so we'll try that one. But that's Mercia and Scotch Bonnet, and that's the only pepper I'm going to, well, I'm going to give some away, and then I'm hopefully going to get 1 or 2 back of a different variety from some friends, and so I don't need to grow every type of chili, and I haven't got that much space anyway with 2 greenhouses. And these are my little onions looking a bit sorry, so I'm not sure what to do about those, because you know it wasn't in the conditions were fine for all the other onions, but I've just had a very poor germination from this Tonda Musona, which is a Franchi seed, so I may even send the rest of the packet back to them if they don't come along in the next couple of days. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed the little update. You know, keep posting, and let me know if you've updated, if you've uploaded a video of how your chilies are doing. Just mention me in your comments or your description, and I'd love to see how you're doing.